Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream. So today we're gonna talk quite a number of things, but I'm focusing all my energies on digital marketing and social media marketing. Okay, so of course there is always a number of questions that people are asking. People are asking about, what is the use of trends? What's the use of the bio? What's the use of, how do you construct content, or how do you create content that has a human touch on it? Why is it important to, add our locations on social media? What is the relevance of getting verified? What is the use of my other feeds, and so many other questions that people usually ask. So today I'm looking at all these questions, and what is most beautiful today, guys, is you can call in live. Let's have a chat. Ask me the question, I answer it there and then. And I think this is the way to go. It's something so incredible for you to be able to ask your questions directly, and I can answer them. So please go ahead, ask me all the questions that you have prepared about digital social media marketing. We're going to discuss. It's a discussion, okay? It's a discussion. Just if you're able to call in via WhatsApp, that is the number to call. Call me on WhatsApp and let's have a chat. Let's have a conversation. Okay. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. So I'll be taking your questions. If you're already watching in, guys, and you have any question related to social media marketing, digital content, you can put it in the comment section. I'll be able to read it. Also, you can be able to give me a WhatsApp call. Kindly, once you save that number, just give me a WhatsApp call. Don't do a GSM call. Give me a WhatsApp call. That's what I'll be able to receive. You can also send a WhatsApp message. You can send a WhatsApp message. I'll be able to read it. I have the gadget close to me here. So I'm going to be waiting for those comments. But first and foremost, I want to let you know, guys, digital media is becoming a real essential tool. Okay, so for those of you that are not yet up the speed, picking into this game, it's going to be a little bit challenging for you to cope up with business today. Digital media used to be something that you would run away from before, but with the recent times, it's going to be a very, very tough thing to run away from. So one thing I want you guys to realize is this has become an essential part of life. It has become an essential part of doing business, and we're not going to run away from it. So the faster we get used to this, the better. Okay, I just want to listen to myself here, so that I can be able to balance my voice, and I don't make higher tones. Yeah, so guys, if you're already watching in, please go ahead, ask your questions. No matter what social media platform you're using, just drop the question so that I can be able to answer. Of course, it's an entanglement. Okay, we're doing an entanglement chat. For those of you that don't know entanglement, yeah, it's been a term that has been trending for the last 1 month. So it's what we're doing today. Let's entangle, let's converse, let's have a conversation. So please go ahead and ask me all the questions that you've got. But as you try to ask me some questions, I'm gonna try to reflect on a few things here that I think some of us need to start practicing. When someone talks about a human face, like have a human face on your social media, have a human touch, what do they mean? Okay, what do they mean when people say this brand doesn't have a human touch, or when they say this business brand is not having a real human touch? So This is what people mean when they say have a human face or have a human touch attached to your brand. Okay, so a brand that has a human face or a brand that has a human touch on social media is one that actually engages with people, that comment, is one that replies when people ask questions. A brand that has a human face is one that will go ahead to reach out and answer questions from their clients. A brand that has a human face is one that will go ahead and answer DMs. Okay, so once you have a brand like that one, then it is very easy for you to be able to engage your audience. So that is a brand that has a human face. Now, many times people are going to say, hey, we send DMs and you don't answer. So the thing is this, guys, if you have your business running on social media, it doesn't mean that you're going to be on your phone 24/7. No, you just need to draft out what they call a content calendar. Okay, you need to have a content calendar where, for example, you know how many times you post a day and you know how many times you engage your audience. All right, so when you have that content calendar, it's gonna help you come up with just a moment here, come up with a routine. Okay, you're going to have a routine, you're going to be able to have a calendar, some form of timetable that you have to post your content. Other time you have to also go ahead and engage your audience. In some cases you can even go ahead and ask your audience to be able to ask you questions like what I'm doing today, answering all the frequently asked questions of your audience and stuff like that. So you need to be able to put that forward. You need to be able to put that forward. You need to be able to understand that your people are going to be engaging with you. So that is what it means to have a human face on social media. Okay, so something else that usually people ask about is, why is it relevant to include your location info in your bio? Okay, why is it relevant? Now, your social media profile or your social media bio is what tells people about who you are and the things you do and what you deal in. So it becomes very relevant for you to include your location because people want to know where they can find you. People want to know if you're someone that can be of help to them, okay, given their location. So this is how it is important that you include your location to make it easy for people within reach to be able to contact you, first of all, and also if, for example, you're running a business, people can be able to come to your location, okay, where you're running your business from. And that is also very, very, very key. So this is why it becomes important for you to make sure that you include your location in your bio. Now, apart from that, the people that are going to connect with you want something to affiliate with. Okay, sometimes sometimes you may see someone posting good content, but then you don't have a line of attachment. You don't have this space where you share something in common. For example, if we share a location and I find your Twitter bio or your Facebook bio or LinkedIn, I'm going to be compelled to check out your page because I know me and you have a lot we share in common. So guys, go ahead. If you have any questions, please ask me about digital marketing, social media marketing. Also, you can have your comments. There is a WhatsApp number on the screen. Call that number. Please just either send a message or drop a WhatsApp call. Okay, I'll be able to answer your questions live on screen. So I'm waiting for the questions that will come through from your side, but as I wait for people to ask questions, I'm still looking at some of these Why is it relevant? Of course, these are questions that were sent to me way back. As I'm waiting for people to ask me fresh questions, this is what I'm trying to go through. Now, why is it relevant to get your social media pages verified? So first and foremost, I wanna tell you guys that when you join social media, remember social media has got a lot of other people that could also be doing the same thing as you do. But also, there are people that are actually copying, they are copycats that are using other people's content to sell maybe fake things or to sell other things to people. So sometimes you want people to basically know and be convinced. You want that authenticity, that when people find your content on social media, they are convinced that this is actually the right page where they are picking the content from, or where they're actually going to be engaging with a certain brand. Okay, so once your pages are verified, it brings that it brings that confidence within your clients, within your followers, and within all the people that keep engaging with you. So it makes it easy for people to understand and have the confidence to reveal even what they want to do. Now, in many cases, people have been impersonated on social media. You find, say, somebody built a brand, and you find another person opening up a similar account or using a similar name very close to the brand that they want to imitate. Now, in such cases where you have such an issue, it becomes difficult for you to avoid losses that can come as a result of impersonation, and also losses that can come because your clients are going to the wrong people. Okay, your clients are going to the wrong people. So that is very, very key. So the other thing that I wanted also to hint on as I wait for people to join in, leverage your feeds. Okay, so how do you leverage your social media feeds? You're doing business and you have Instagram, you have YouTube, you have Facebook, you have Twitter. How do you leverage on these feeds? So here is how to go about it. If you're doing business and Facebook is your most prominent social media platform where your clients find you, then you need to start sharing content as much as you can on the other social media platforms where people don't usually come and ask you questions. Now, when you do that on those platforms, people are now able to understand what you are doing as a business. Because remember, you need to grow all your social media platforms in the first place. How do you grow all your social media platforms? Is you need to move your clients to understand everything you do from the different perspectives. You need to move your clients. Even you could be having a Twitter page that is doing so well, but you need to also bring your clients that follow you on Facebook. Okay, so do not only concentrate on one social media platform. Open up, open up. As you leverage on your best platform, make sure you distribute your content to all these other platforms. Now, one mistake usually people make, and this is for people that use Instagram, Twitter, or sometimes who have connected their Facebook and Twitter accounts. Now, every time you're sharing content, please avoid sharing links alone. You need to be able to organically share content. What I'm saying is, if you post on Instagram, it doesn't cost you to copy and paste that post on Twitter. Okay, rather than connecting your Twitter to Instagram, because remember, every time you post on Instagram and content goes to Twitter, it is going to carry a link. Now, many social media users don't like clicking links into other platforms. Okay, they want to stay on one platform and read what they're reading. So I encourage you that when you're distributing content, don't share only links. Well, you can share a link, but make sure it has a body, it has a certain text that is attached to it. Okay, that is how you share content. Never depend on one social media platform. And I'm telling you this out of experience. Okay, so if you guys are watching, please give me a thumbs up for this chat. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to like the chat, and if you're new, please go ahead and subscribe. So I'll tell you out of experience, people, that every time you share content to another platform with just a link, the rate of click-throughs are going to be fewer. Okay, because imagine people just clicking a link, playing. And that is what some other social media platforms do. That when you post a text on Instagram and you connected your Instagram to your Twitter, it will just carry a link from that post to Twitter. So when someone checks out your Twitter, it is full of links. It is full of links. So you need to be able to reduce that. If you're going to be sharing the same info on all your social media platforms, copy and paste this content. Copy and paste this content. If better still, for example, if you share on Facebook and you want to share the same thing on your Twitter, Twitter has a limited number of characters, so you cannot get the whole text from Facebook to Twitter. So what do? You make a summary point. Make a summary point, and then that's what you need to post on Twitter. If you want people to read more about what you have posted on Facebook, then post a summary kind of text body, and then let people know that you have a broader text or a broader post that you have put on Facebook. So go ahead down after posting a summary and say, for more details, click this link. So that when someone reads your first post, they know that if someone wants to be informed further, they click that link and then get more info. Okay. Hey, hi Uni, thanks for watching in. Yeah, so that's another point that you guys need to understand, because when it comes to sharing content, some people think sharing content is just a matter of saying, hey, let me copy the link and drop it everywhere. It's not about copying the link and dropping it everywhere. When it comes to sharing content, it means you need someone to read and understand. Okay, you need someone to read and understand. First and foremost, when people read a certain body, which is like a preamble to what you're telling them, they have a better understanding of what they are going to find in the post. So this becomes very, very, very important. And you guys don't want to lose out on clients. You don't want to lose out on people just because of that. All right. So guys, go ahead, please. I have my WhatsApp number on the screen. Save that WhatsApp number and give me a WhatsApp call, or drop me a WhatsApp message. Send me a WhatsApp message or a WhatsApp call, and ask me any questions. Okay, ask me any questions that you want me to answer right now. Please just ensure that as you send me the message, be straightforward to the question. And also, don't worry, talk about anything that is related to digital marketing, anything that is related to social media marketing. I'll be waiting to answer all those questions. So don't you worry about whether I have a specific thing. I want you to ask those questions, because there are so many people that want to use this opportunity. We're in a time where physical marketing has become very difficult. Physical selling has become very difficult. But when you learn the craft of marketing online, when you learn the craft of creating content online, it is going to save you a lot of time. Okay, I know my friends who have been working for insurance companies. I know my friends who have been working for some Chinese companies. I know my friends who have been selling products, hawking them door to door, door to door. The period we're in doesn't favor a lot of that. Okay, the period we're in doesn't favor a lot of that. So you need to make sure that you utilize the tools. You utilize these social media tools, but how do you utilize them? You need to learn how these tools work, okay? And you need to know how to place them in your business so that they can support you. Now, many times people spend a lot of time and resources on these tools without learning how they work. That is gonna cost you a lot. Because look here, if you want to start using YouTube to market, okay? Okay, Liam has a question. Yes, Liam. Liam says, why are many Ugandans hesitant to shift to digital marketing? How do you show return on investment? Thank you very much, Liam. Let me answer this question from Liam. Why are many Ugandans hesitant to shift to digital marketing? First of all, many people are hesitant to shift to digital marketing because they don't know what to do. Okay, many people are ignorant about online platforms for marketing, because I know people that have been on Facebook for the last 10 years but still have a fear of putting out their business on Facebook because they think people will react differently. Now, Liam, one of the biggest reasons why Ugandans are not into digital marketing, one, they are ignorant about the benefits that digital marketing brings to a brand or an individual. Two, the internet cost in Uganda is still expensive. So when you tell someone that you have to hire a graphics designer, you have to pay a content creator, you have to buy a smartphone, you have to buy a laptop, you need a camera, you need all this stuff. Many people fear that cost. So you find such people running their businesses in a very small, small kind of circle. And the reason they fear to expand that circle is they think the cost of data, the cost of a smartphone, the cost of hey gamer, what's up, how are you doing, the cost of the human capacity that is attached to someone being able to successfully do online marketing, they fear that cost. So on top of ignorance of what the platforms can do for them, they still have that fear. Now, there is also a smaller section of people, there's a smaller section of people that fears for their safety, and also some others fears the feedback that people are going to give them. Now, over time, I have realized that so many CEOs that have been traditionally doing business always have a fear of how people are going to react to them, because they fear that people, maybe customers, will start quoting their pages and commenting negatively. But I want to tell you that that problem, usually many of these people don't know that with or without you, a social media conversation will happen. Whether you're online or not, if someone is to comment about your brand, it will happen. If someone is to comment about your bad service, it will happen, with or without you. But what is much better is for you to be present, okay? Is for you to have a presence on social media, because once you do that, then you're able to understand the conversations people are having around your brand. And that is the focus many people lack. That many people are running business today, but they have no idea of what do people think about our brand? What do people say about our service? What kind of leverage do we need to carry so that people now can be able to give us the attention we need? If we're going to be launching a new product, what do we need to do to make sure that the new product that we have launched is going to be something that is key for our audience? Or sometimes if we have a product that has been running, what is the feedback on such a product or service? Now, Liam, your next part of the question, how do you show return on investment? First and foremost, return on investment on digital marketing comes in so many different aspects. There is a brand that is in charge of whose main objective is to raise awareness. These are brands like NGOs, these are brands like campaign brands, campaign pages, advocating for human rights, advocating for all these things. Such a brand is going to base on the feedback and traction of people onto their platforms as a return on investment. Okay, a brand that is selling a service is going to base its return on investment, one, on the number of people that are checking out the platform, two, on the number of feedback conversations the brand is having, three, on the number of sales a brand is making. That is how you measure return on investment. Now, when you join social media, depending on the service that you offer, yeah, and thank you guys for joining. This is Yogaman speaking to you. Thanks for joining the Yogaman 01 official YouTube channel, and we're having a conversation about social media marketing, digital marketing. It's an essential conversation to have today. We're in a time where digital tools have become very essential to almost everyone doing business. So this is why I'm having this conversation today. So please feel free to send me a WhatsApp message. I have my number on the screen. Also feel free to give me a WhatsApp call. But kindly let it be a WhatsApp call. Not please don't send me other messages. Don't send a text message. Let it be a WhatsApp message. And if you're gonna call me, let it be a WhatsApp call. Thank you. So Liam, the return on investment when it comes to social media depends on the KPIs also that you have set for your business. Now, if your business that is dealing in selling a service, okay, first and foremost, you want people to check out, you want people to know about the existence of your brand. And because of that, you're going to invest into raising more awareness about your brand. Now, how you measure that awareness will be how many people are checking out your platform, how many people are clicking to go to your website, how many people are commenting on your content. That is one KPI that can show you return on investment. Now, if you're somebody that is selling certain products, okay, and you have invested in marketing of a certain product or certain goods, your return on investment is going to be measured partially by how much goods or how many products you're selling that have come as a result of you starting to invest in social media. Okay, that is another KPI that you can be able to measure. However, I must also state this, that as you guys watch me and as a business person, because I know many of you guys that are watching me right now, you either own a business or your parents own a business or your sister has a business or your friends have very good business that you can market. Okay, and if you're one of those people, this is what I want you to know, that at the back of your mind, I want you to know that social media investment is a long-term run. Okay, social media is not overnight. Social media success takes time. And just like any other process, for you to be able to market your services or your product so well, you need to invest into learning the process. The way you market on YouTube is not the same way you market on Facebook. The way you market on Facebook is not the same way you market on Twitter. Okay, so you must invest in your time to learn how these platforms work. Now, the beauty about social media is that before you actually start practicing, there are those people that have been using these platforms for a very long time. Please don't spend too much time looking for what works and what doesn't work. If you are going to start, I encourage you that you look out for people you consider experts in a way on these platforms and ask them to come to your hub. Okay, now how do you ask them to come to your hub? Sometimes you may reach out to these people on the platform and tell them that you have a business that you want to be running on social media, but you don't know where to start from. Okay, so these people will guide you slightly into what you need to do. And then secondly, when people talk about social media strategy, many people don't actually understand what a strategy is, or even how do you draw a strategy. Okay, the thing is, as as you go into this social media marketing space, you need to be able to understand what platforms are going to work for you. You need to be able to understand who you're reaching out to. Those are very key things for you. And you need to understand, where do you need to put your money? Okay, where do you need to put your money? Where do you need to invest? Who do you want to bring on board to be part of your marketing team? And then how do you divide up your marketing budget? Traditional marketing versus digital marketing. Okay, what proportion? Now, for someone starting out on digital marketing, I would encourage you that if your brand, or as an individual, if you have a marketing budget, I would encourage you that you divide this marketing budget into a proportion of 60-40. Okay, because if your ordinary performance has been based on traditional marketing, you don't want to shift your entire resources to digital marketing and kill your traditional marketing bit. But you can spare the 40% to go into digital marketing and maintain the 60%, because this is what your brand has been running with. This is what you, as a person that owns a startup, you've been working with. Okay, so you need to start benefiting from the two ends. Now, the 40% can be increased to even 50-50, but depending on how you realize your return on investment from the online world, that is actually what will now inform the decision for you to be able to increase your budget on digital marketing versus traditional marketing. Now, I know brands that say, I would rather have a billboard than go into social media. I also know people that say, I would rather go to a newspaper than going into social media. So here is the thing. All those platforms are very, very okay for one to go into. But what is most important is to go to a platform where you can have the consistency of you checking out this platform, the consistency of you marketing your business throughout. Like I have said, when it comes to marketing business, it is not a one-off. Okay? Marketing and successful marketing is consistent. Be it traditional marketing, be it digital marketing. The consistency of a brand in marketing their services and products has a lot to do with how much they succeed in that market area or in that industry. Okay, so this is what I want you guys to know, that marketing is not a one-night stand. Marketing is not a one-night stand. Marketing is something you must do consistently for it to pay off. Okay, there's someone who asked the question here. Can you give me and the whole community some tips about how to get verified on Instagram? Okay, so Sidhu Gamer asked the question. Now, verification for the different platforms goes through different procedures. But I know for Facebook and Instagram, you apply. Okay, you apply. You can Google the link for application. But what you have to do, the way you answer the questions, okay, the way you answer the questions that are on those pages where you apply from is what will enable Instagram to verify you or not to verify you. But also remember, these platforms know that when they verify somebody, they need somebody that has some bit of engagement. They need somebody that has a bit of audience, okay? And also, you must be engaged in human conversations, not spamming. Okay, for you, many people do apply on Instagram to be verified, but in most cases you find that musicians, movie actors, radio personalities and TV personalities easily get get verified on Instagram than other people. So the difference is, these content creators, the way they answer the question of, I am into the music industry and I want my fans to find me easily, and I also have so many people maybe impersonating me on other platforms. Okay, so that gives Instagram a reason. And also remember, I have told you, based on how active your account is, please, you just cannot ask for verification when you post once a week. You just cannot ask for verification when you post once a month and your engagement is still low. You can be able to ask for verification on the platforms if your accounts are active. Okay, if your accounts are really active, that's what. But verification is very important. Okay, at the back of your mind, I want you guys to know that verification is a center of confidence for your online community. So many times, many people have ended up communicating to the wrong brands that have impersonated the real brands, or to the wrong people that have impersonated other people to use their names on social media. And you find people confiding in them with a lot of DMs and sometimes a lot of questions. And then what happens at the end is people now come out to say, hey, you're contacting a wrong person. Or if that conversation involves transaction of money, yeah, if that conversation involves transaction of money, you may end up being robbed of your money innocently, or you may actually end up having your other accounts spammed or even sometimes hacked. Okay, so that is very, very, very important. All right, so gamer, I hope I answered some of your questions. It is very important to get verified. I'll tell you guys, every platform on social media gets verified, including WhatsApp. There are people that have WhatsApp accounts that are verified. But what I want you to know is, even if you're not verified, you can still achieve social media success. You can achieve digital marketing success. Okay, so the success of a brand is not about being verified, because I personally have a verified Twitter account, but I cannot say that because there is a verified Twitter account, it has brought in so much success. Okay, because the platform is verified. Verification is one thing, and also creating content is another. So I hope I have answered um, my brother Sidu Gamer, who I think could be from Asia. I think so. So guys, use that number on your screens to send me a WhatsApp message. I'll answer your questions. Also, you can give me a WhatsApp call. Use that same number and give me a WhatsApp call. Okay, so guys, there is something else people have been asking me over time in my inbox on Twitter. How do you inform new people or your business associates about your social media platforms? How do you inform new people or your social media associates about Vivian? I'm going to answer your question. So first and foremost, if you want to professionally inform people about your platforms, and I'm talking about platforms that you use to communicate to your fans, platforms that you use to communicate to your audience, to communicate to people that engage with your brand, the best way and most efficient professional way is to go to the sign out part of your emails. Okay, this can be automated within the Google settings or any other email search engines. You can be able to include all the links to your social media platforms in your sign outs on emails. And this is a very efficient way on how people find more about you. Imagine you write an email to 400 people, or you write an email maybe to, even if there are 10 people, and then at the sign out where you say yours faithfully or sincerely yours, in service, Yugaman, and then I include the links to my Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. Once I have those details of my social media platforms in my email sign out or below my email signature, then many people that read my email are going to click on these links just to find out more what I do on those platforms. So that is very, very key. Now, guys, also remember, as somebody that is marketing your service, you want to utilize the best way possible to make people go to your platforms comfortably without forcing them. I have seen people that usually use WhatsApp to reach out to clients and say, hey, go and check out this. Hey, go and check out this. Sometimes people get tired of those conversations. But look at a simpler way in which you can actually always communicate about your social media platforms. Take for example, if you're in a WhatsApp group, okay, and you have a composed text that every time you have a conversation on a given topic, down below after the conversation, you're like, for more details, contact me. And you have all those links listed there. Now, every time you are in a WhatsApp conversation, every time you are in a WhatsApp group having all these conversations, it is going to help people to know how to reach out to you via other platforms on social media. So I hope that helps you a lot. Please sign out of your email addresses with your social media platforms. Include the links to your most active platforms. Don't put a link on your email which does not actually bring engagement on your platforms. Please avoid that. Make sure you avoid that because it will cost you. It will cost your brand. And also, of course, when people try contacting you and there is no feedback, sometimes people give up totally and they never come back to talk to you as a brand. Okay, so I have another question here coming in from Krishna Vijayan. Okay, so Krishna says, is there an option to send a verification request on Twitter? Now, Krishna, Twitter in 2017 faced a very big challenge with the racists who had been verified on the platform and went ahead to be part of the racial campaigns that many people were resorting to in the United States. So Twitter was attacked as a platform. Twitter was attacked by so many users for having some of these figures that were cited as racists having verified accounts on Twitter. So in 2017 December, Twitter closed or blocked the link people used to use to ask for verification. So what happened? Up to now, Twitter has been promising to return verification for the open public to be able to apply, but it has not happened. So today, how does Twitter verify people? Today, Twitter verifies people through certain accounts they created on their platform. There is one called Twitter Verified. Then there is another government, Twitter Government. Now, Twitter Government usually is where people write to Twitter government via emails or via regional offices of Twitter, and they submit those accounts or those handles they find relevant to be verified. Now, some of these people usually, many of the people that are still being verified today are government officials, also people that work for multinational companies where, for example, say in times of like COVID, somebody is working with World Health Organization or working with a given Ministry of Health. Those people get to contact Twitter regional offices through these multinational organizations for them to be verified. So to simply answer your question, I was giving you a background of why Twitter no longer has that open links for the public to apply to be verified. That was the reason. But if you want to be verified now, you need to find offices in a given region. I don't know if Asia, but I'm sure Twitter Asia is there, even Twitter India. So you walk to these headquarters and then have a conversation and tell these people, because sometimes they want some bit of referral. They want to make sure they don't do a repeat of what happened before 2017, where people are holding them accountable for verifying certain individuals whose behavior was not exemplary in communities where they stay. So that simply answers your question, Vision. So let me check if I have. I'm looking at the messages here that are coming in. Let me just check here. Let me check here, guys. Okay, so another question that somebody asked me a few weeks back is, how do I use my website to promote my social media platforms? Okay, so here is what you need to do. All social media platforms give you an option to give you links that can be embedded within your content on your website. Okay, so if you have your Facebook account, you have your Twitter account, within your content you have the option of embedding a link in your content, so that when people want to share more with you or want to connect with you on your social media platform, as they read your content on the website, they will just simply click through. Okay, they'll click through this embedded code or embedded link to go to your platforms. So the best way to do it is to embed these links in the content that you share on your platform. That is very, very, very key. So you just have to make sure that when people get to your website, they should also be able to know where to find you on your social media. Okay, so embedding your links within your website is one of the other things that you can do. The other one that you can do also is include buttons. Okay, a platform like Twitter gives you an option to have a Twitter button on your website or a Twitter button on your blog. Okay, so include the button of follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on Instagram. Those buttons are there. Okay, and those buttons come as a result of you going to the platform and then going to the settings and getting that link that will bring a button onto your website. Now that button is just an icon for that given social media platform. When someone clicks it, they go straight onto your social media platforms. I hope that answers the question of how can people use their websites and blogs to drive traffic to their social media platforms, and vice versa. When you go to your social media, in the bio, please don't forget to include the link to your website. Don't forget, okay? If you go to your Facebook, don't forget to include a link. If you don't have a website, include a link to your Twitter. If you go to your Twitter, include a link to your Instagram. If you go to your Instagram, include a link to your LinkedIn. That is how it works. Okay, so I hope that answers that question. So there is another question that came in. How often? Okay, so I have a caller here. Hello? 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 Okay, so I have someone that called in, but they are not speaking, so I'll wait for them to call back again. I'll wait for them to call back again. I will wait for them to call back again and be able to speak to them. Yeah, so somebody asked me a question. How often should I post? How often should I put up posts on Facebook, on Twitter, and LinkedIn? So this is how I can answer that question. Up to date, there is no confirmed number of posts that is most effective when it comes to all platforms. But here is what I have to say, that when you're posting content, avoid over posting. Okay, give yourself a routine. For example, if you're on Twitter, give yourself some time between, create some space between your posts. People don't like it going to their timelines and you are the only one that appears. And many people make that mistake. And what that results into, people get irritated. When people get irritated, they either unfollow or they mute your page or they stop engaging. Okay, so you don't want your business brand to start irritating your fans or to start irritating your customers. Okay, you don't want to be in that space. And because you don't want to be in that space, just make sure that when you're posting, create intervals, create a posting calendar for yourself. For example, if you post in the morning, you can wait for mid-morning or even midday to post again. If you're posting at midday, then you can wait for afternoon or even evening and post again. Okay, because you need to create space for your content to get traction. You need to create space for your content to be consumed by people that are following your platforms. Otherwise, posting back to back leaves no space for people to internalize the things that you say, and in most cases it ends up affecting your engagement rates. Okay, so you don't want to be on social media and your engagement is very, very, very bad. Okay, you need to be able, as somebody that is online, you need to be able to understand that people are going to engage with you after they understand the kind of content or the kind of communication or message that you're sending out. Now, two, also, the way you post depends on what your brand or you as an individual you're trying to communicate across. For example, if you're a news channel, everybody knows that a news channel is supposed to be updating their fans and their pages frequently. So it is not going to irritate anyone that has followed a news channel page or a blog that posts about news and updates, because people know that this is what they are supposed to come and find out from the page. Now, if you're someone that is selling products, okay, and maybe you're marketing your products, then you have got to have a certain interval between your posts, and let this interval kind of be uniform so that people can get used to the routine of, in the morning I'll find a new post on this business page, in the afternoon there will be an engagement session, and in the evening there will be another post that maybe is informative or educative. Okay, now when you create that routine, your audience also gets a rhythm. Your audience gets a rhythm to dance to in terms of your content posting. That is what you need to be doing. You don't need to overpost, guys. Overposting doesn't reflect engagement. Okay, for you, overposting may reflect that you're doing so much. Just because you're posting too many posts online doesn't mean you have a lot getting done. Okay, just because you post so many times doesn't mean you get a lot done by posting many times. You just need to learn how to tap into the attention of your audience, and I think for me that is the major key. That is the major key, where you tap into the attention of your audience and then let your audience also let them interact with the content you have posted, but then let them react. That reaction is very key to you as a business. That reaction is very key to you as a content creator, to you as a brand that is growing. That reaction is very, very key. Okay? All right. All right. So I got a call from someone, but I think they were not able to speak to me So I have got to I'll check out their message very soon here. All right, guys, I'm checking out on the conversations people are sending me here. I want to react to some of these questions, so I'm checking out my WhatsApp line to see what has been included here. All right. Okay, cool. So there is someone here asking something about how to use hashtags and what are hashtags. Fantastic. This is a great question. So somebody is asking me on WhatsApp, how do they use hashtags and what are hashtags? Okay, so I want to read to you guys the meaning of a hashtag before I go into the particulars of how to use a hashtag. Okay, a hashtag is a word or a phrase preceded by a hash sign. Okay, and you all know the hash sign. So used on social media websites and applications, especially Twitter, to identify messages on a specific topic. A hashtag is a word or a phrase preceded by a hash sign used on social media websites or applications, especially Twitter, to identify messages on a specific topic. Now, many of you are going to ask, why hashtags? So, the people that built these social media websites wanted to classify, they wanted to categorize, they wanted to put conversations in groups and brackets. Okay, so the creators of these websites discovered that if you use a hashtag before a given word or a given phrase, that hashtag will be used in terms of collectively bringing together the conversations that talk about the same thing. In other words, a hashtag is very key in defining subjects on social media. Okay, and this is the point where you find that brands have also got a responsibility of thinking about what hashtags are they going to use, of thinking about what hashtag can we use for our brand, because the people that are looking out to find more about your brand will actually quickly find all your conversation if you have a brand hashtag that you're using on a given product or a given service. Okay, now how do you use hashtags? Depending on the platform, it is encouraged or it is recommended that you don't use more than 3 hashtags in a given post. And I'm saying it is recommended. I'm not saying if you had more than 3, your content will be fake. No. But I'm saying professionally, it is recommended by those content creators who we think have had good experience with this kind of stuff. So it is recommended that you don't use more than 3 hashtags. Also, it is recommended that you use the hashtags after you have started a sentence. Okay, don't use the hashtag to start a post. All right, put the hashtag in between your posts, or most suitable, for example, like on Twitter, put the hashtag down after the content, the text content that you have created. That way, it will be very easy and it will also make your content look smarter. Okay, so how do you use hashtags? Hashtags can be used to engage in conversations. Anytime you have an opinion or you have a contribution to a given conversation online, you will be able to join that conversation using that specific hashtag for that subject or topic. 2, on platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, hashtags are used to identify conversations that are trending. Okay? Now, conversations that are trending use these hashtags because they are a tool to filter out. Like I said, guys, a hashtag will help you to bring a conversation together. It will sum it up and put it in a large perspective that you can have all the people who have contributed to this to this conversation from different areas and different regions. But because they have used a hashtag, then it becomes very easy to identify these conversations for people to engage. Okay. Great. So that is it about hashtags. I don't know if you guys have any other question regarding hashtags. How do you find the right clients and the right audience on social media? Now, depending on the platform where you are, I'm going to give you very good ways on how to estimate maybe people that are interested in your brand. Every time you post on Twitter, there are people that are going to go ahead and retweet or like your content. Now, when you go to open these platforms, look at people that are engaging with your content. Every time you make a post, the same people will not be engaging on all posts. There are specific posts where some individuals will pick interest and then come to your content and they want to either see what you have posted or they're interested in the conversation that you have in your content. So what does this mean? This means that at the end of the day, the people that have liked, the people that have commented, the people that have clicked, okay, are actually or may be interested in that conversation. So how do you get to these people? If you already follow each other, you can go ahead and check them on using the DM. Okay, check on them and tell them that you thank them because they engage on your content. Okay, send out a message like, thank you so much for always engaging on my content. We appreciate your engagement, and we would love to know if there is any way we could help you, or we would love to know if there is anything in particular you want to know, or something like that. Now, that is going to help you to create that line of engagement. The follow-up is very, very, very key, guys. Every time you're going to be posting content on social media, you need this follow-up. It is very, very key. So that is how you identify the right audience. Now, the other way of identifying the right audience is always calling people to action. When you post content, ask people that, hey, send me a DM if you want to know more details. Hey, send me a link to your page so that I can check it out. Or send me a link to your business and see if we can be able to work together. Now, every time you have that call to action in your posts, the people whose interest is around that call to action are going to go and click or going to do the thing that you have told them to do in that particular post. Now, every time you have a call to action in your social media posts, people respond, people know what to do with a particular post. There are so many people that post products but don't even tell you where to go and buy them or which link to go and check out the website to check out more products. Okay, someone just posts a product and doesn't put the call to action, the description of what you are selling. the description of what you're marketing. That is a call to action. So the call to action in your social media posts will bring you the right audience, because when I read that click this link to go here, and indeed that's what I've been looking for, then I'm going to click and go to that page. The moment I go to that page, I'll now take action on what I find there. Okay, so that is how to get the right audience into your social media pages. Now, you're going to also discover that for social media marketing to work, you always need to appreciate people. Okay, there is a formula that Gary Vaynerchuk, and Gary Vaynerchuk is one of the content creators on YouTube, and is very, very famous in the world of digital marketing agencies. He wrote a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. Jab, 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 Right Hook. It's if you guys can look it up on Google, you can find out more about Jab, 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 Right Hook. Gary Vaynerchuk was writing about that if you want people to take action on the things you want them to consider, then you need to give them reason, then attract them. Okay, that is the jab, 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 right hook. Okay, and give them reason, attract them to your brand, to yourself, to anything that you do. So that is very, very key, guys. It is very key. Social media, effective social media marketing is not one way. Okay, it also has the bit where you need to provide value to your fans, to your readers, to your customers, to your partners that engage with you. You need to provide that value. Okay, they give you value by coming to your content, by coming to your brand to buy, and you also need to give them back value. Okay, and that is how it works. That formula, once you realize that this is never one-sided, then it helps you to also start crafting ways in how to become valuable to your audience, in how to become valuable to the people that engage with you. So guys, I don't know if that is very, very clear. So allow me to take a short break here. I'm gonna be back soon. Hey, Ernest, what's up? How are you doing? Okay, cool. So, okay, so guys, as regards this conversation here, all right. So I was trying to reach out to some people so they can be able to join into this conversation, but they're not picking the call. So I will hold and get back to them when they text me. So guys, this this conversation that we've been having today is one of those essential things that we need to focus on today as we go through. Okay, as we go through a time where it has become very, very tough um, for people to market their businesses and for people to reach out to the right people. Okay, so allow me to, I'm trying to call up some people here because I want us to have a conversation. Okay? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Ernest, how are you?
I'm good, gentlemen.
Yes, Ernest, you're live on YouTube.
Wow. Beautiful.
You're live on YouTube, Ernest.
And
Benjamin?
cool.
Hello? Benjamin? Is Benjamin online?
Benjamin is on. I think Patrick is off.
Okay, fantastic. So, Ernest, I wanted to get some insights from you. Yeah? I've been, can you hear me well? Ernest, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm getting clear.
Ah, okay. The line doesn't sound very clear. But yeah, but I wanted to ask you to just ask you for some bit of guidance as someone that does digital marketing. First of all, please tell us who you are so that people can know who is speaking.
So I'm digital marketer and project manager. Yeah, that's basically me.
Ernest, we didn't get you. Your line is a bit breaking.
I said I'm a social media executive and strategist,
Yes.
and I'm also a project manager at Out Media,
Yes.
and also a social media manager at Techno and Big Ed.
Okay. Fantastic. So, Ernest, there are quite a number of people who are running businesses today but don't know how to get started on social media. What would be your advice on that?
My advice would be like, we are going digital. You can see we are faced with COVID, and everything has changed. The whole environment has changed. Businesses are moving towards the online fragment.
Yes.
Everyone is pushing towards that direction. So, like I can tell you guys, probably in the next 2 years, the internet is going to be a global market. Like everyone is going to rely on it to market their brands and products. Unlike before, when it wasn't a thing. So, my advice would be, let guys like start up right there and then, setting up platforms, getting to the knowledge they need, because in years to come, it's going to be a boom.
Wow. Fantastic. So, Ernest, if someone is to select what platforms to join, what should they consider? For example, if I have a business, but I'm questioning myself, what platforms can I join first? What should I consider?
I think you should study your customers first. If you have a business, for example, you find in some countries like China, Facebook is not a thing. You find in certain areas maybe they're using a different. So when you're setting up a business, you have to identify where your customer is and how you can access your customer, on which platform they're mostly active on. So I would go with, based on the global statistics, I would go with Facebook first, then Twitter, because they are the ones ranking apparently for now. And then, but as a business, I feel like you should look at being everywhere, because where you stretch yourself up out to, there are new leads. You get me? Yeah. So you find like you get clients from Twitter, you get them from Facebook. So as a business, I feel you should just cast your nets further everywhere. Set up platforms wherever you can, as long as they are existing. Then look at where the strength is, where the customers are. Focus on those platforms. Then you can keep copying, pasting on the others.
Okay. So, which are the major three platforms you would encourage someone starting to join?
I would encourage someone to join Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn actually is growing very fast, and it's a professional platform where it will connect you with very many people in the business world.
Okay.
It's more of a professional platform.
Okay.
So those are the three I would consider first. Then possibly maybe you can add on Instagram, but it's embedded with Facebook.
Okay. How about Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter is very good because it's interactive.
Yes.
It makes a brand or a business behave like an individual. We have moved from the format whereby business had a structure and stuff. So now businesses tend to behave like individuals. Because people will feel free with an individual than going to a group of people to consult. That's why you find that, I'll give an example. If NBS has a platform,
Yes.
they will have different individuals pushing out content. Some of them, you know them as influencers, and probably some are moderators. So I'll give an example of Kanare Mugume.
Yes.
for NBS posts as NBS, a trending story,
Yes.
you find that there are less engagements on NBS than on Canary Mugume's what?
Posts.
When they share. Because they feel like with Canary, it's an individual, they're interactive. Then NBS as a brand, they feel like it's a group. Like, no one will listen to us, they won't respond to us. Airtel also tried that out. They created somebody called Stan, whereby whenever everyone had a complaint, they would go stand this, stand that, stand that. So it means businesses are trying to fall into the individual beat. It's easier to relate with as an individual. So that's why Twitter comes in.
Okay, so
it
but
makes your business feel like it's an individual.
Basically, in what you have shared, Ernest, you're saying the top 3 platforms you would encourage people to join is LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, right?
On arrangement, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and then Instagram.
Oh, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and then Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then another thing, Ernest, that is sometimes bothers a lot of people. Yeah, we have brands that are interested in marketing, but they think marketing is a one-off. Yeah, like they have like a small budget prepared, then they invite maybe some influencers and people to market for 2 weeks, and then the brand disappears. Can that pay off for a given brand?
I beg your pardon?
Like, we have brands that want to market, yeah, but they do it once in a while. Does marketing once in a while bring results, or it is consistency?
Marketing is supposed to be consistent. Of course, different. If you want to grow fat, you can't eat once and you want what? Even when you're doing something, it takes practice. Like, you have to keep doing something in order to get results. You may not get it in the first cast, then the next one. I like using this example in the Bible where Peter, the fisherman, was
Yes.
fishing, and then he fed, and Jesus came in. They got lots of fish and stuff. So marketing is like that. You have to keep trying. Every time you come in there, you're building a presence. Guys are getting, okay, you guys exist, but if you come in and disappear, then you are losing out as a brand. So marketing is supposed to be consistent. It's just like bathing every day.
Okay, Ernest.
Sales or not.
Yes, the other question I want to ask you before I go to Benjamin, I don't know if Benjamin is online. Benjamin, are you there? Benjamin, are you online?
Yes, I'm online.
Oh, fantastic. So let me first conclude with Ernest. Ernest, the other question I have for you before I go to Benjamin is, how do you identify the right people to market your brand on social media?
There are so many factors that determine that. Yeah? There are so many factors. Hello?
Yes, Ernest, I can hear you.
There are so many factors that determine that. For example, brands have what they call KPIs.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are like the ways they are going to maybe operate and market.
Yes.
So, for example, there are 3 reasons probably the brands come online. Either they want to create awareness, they want to have maybe engagement, maybe they want to they want to trend. Yeah. So those are some of the 3 things maybe that brands will first look at. So when they're looking for someone, they look at someone based on that. Then with influencers, you look at the audience. For example, if you're marketing something to do with food, you look for maybe a food blogger.
Yes.
An influencer who is into food. If you're into politics, look at someone in that area of politics. If you're into if for entertainment, for example, if you got Douglas Luanga and then you told Douglas Luanga to push politics, it wouldn't make sense.
Ernest, do influencers really make?
Yeah?
Do influencers really create impact for brands?
Yeah, they will get impact. Because first of all, they are doing two jobs at the same time. They act as the sample space. They're testing the product and they're giving feedback. Then also they're marketing it at the same time.
Okay. So honestly, how can people find you? Please tell us where we can find you and what names you use on different platforms.
I'm Adore Ernest, Twitter at Adore Ernest _ Adore _Ernest, then LinkedIn Adore Ernest, Facebook, then LinkedIn, then I also have a website.
Yes. What's the website?
adoreernest.webs.com. I haven't yet gotten a domain, but I'll have it on.
Okay, fantastic. I request.
You can also get me at Tout Media.
Okay, cool. I request you don't go off. Let me have a conversation with Benjamin. I'm going to get back to you with another question that someone has asked here.
Okay.
Okay, Benjamin, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. So, Benjamin, people are watching you, are listening in and watching on YouTube. Kindly tell us who you are and how people can find you.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm Igumira Benjamin. I'm a digital marketer at Tout Media. You can find me on Twitter at Igumira B, Facebook Igumira Benjamin Jr., and Instagram Igumira Benjamin.
Yes.
I'm also available on LinkedIn as Igumira Benjamin, and I'm a professional digital marketer at Tout Media. So anytime you reach out at Tout Media, you can still get me.
Okay, fantastic. Benjamin, how long have you been doing digital marketing?
Well, I've been in digital marketing for 4.5 years now.
Okay. All right. Benjamin, there are many people. First and foremost, Benjamin, are you a university graduate or you're still at university?
I'm a finalist at MOBS doing big commerce marketing option.
Okay, so you're in your final year at university.
Yeah, my final year.
Fantastic. Benjamin, the first question is this: does social media marketing pay off?
Yeah, social media marketing does pay off if you know what you want and if you follow the right procedure. First of all, social media marketing is the way to go because, like my lecturers tell me, a market is not a place; it is just an interaction between buyers and sellers. So with social media marketing, it is the same thing. I don't need to be where you are to market your products. I can market my products from anywhere. People will still get to know about your products without actually meeting me or without actually all of us meeting.
Okay. So
answering your question of whether social media pays off, I think social media marketing does pay off because personally I've gained a lot from it. I've earned some money from social media marketing and influencing, and yeah, it's good money by the way. So yeah, that's what I can say.
Fantastic. Benjamin, I like the point that you have hinted where you're saying a market is not a physical place like the way many of us by the time we're doing courses at university maybe believed that a market is a particular designated region or designated area where people can walk to and buy and exchange. So you're saying now that a market has ceased to be a physical place, but a market is that interaction between a buyer and a seller. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you get it right.
Okay, so in other words, you're saying that brands now have a responsibility or have some bit of action to take if they are to expand their markets to increase that availability to interact with buyers. Is that what you're trying to mean?
Yeah, they have got to push more and to find the right customers without actually meeting them and expand their markets. Because it's maybe going international, someone in Kenya needs to find your product without coming to your country. So that is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so Benjamin, I know there are quite a number of people that consider different platforms as major marketing platforms. To you as an individual, which are the top 3 social media marketing platforms?
To me personally, I would go with Facebook first.
Okay.
Considering the fact that most people in Uganda use Facebook more than any other platform.
Okay.
So Facebook would reach a bigger audience in terms of marketing.
Yes.
And then second, I would go for Twitter. I think so many Ugandans, we've seen hashtags about Ugandans on Twitter, events like Ugandans on Twitter. I think so many Ugandans have tried to come up on Twitter and join forces to find actually their online presence. So I think you can actually get good people, the so-called influencers, to market your brand. So second, I would go with Twitter. And then third, I would go with LinkedIn. LinkedIn gives, I think it is that platform that it doesn't have, like, it is not limited in terms of characters. So you can easily market your product in blogs or something like that. Like you can post, you can explain in detail about your product. But in terms of impact, I would go with Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn in that order.
Wow. Now, Benjamin, many people actually want to do social media marketing for their businesses, but they don't know how to post and what to post. I know you as an influencer that has been in social media marketing for some time now. You've been creating content over and over again. What formula do you use to create content? How do you always come up with your posts? What do you consider so that people can know now that if I'm going to be talking about this brand, this is the way I need to construct my content. How do you go about that?
Yeah, when I'm posting, it depends on what I'm posting about and the target audience. If I'm posting about something, maybe about kids' clothes, I want to go posting, hey, here there's some nice outfits for everyone. No, I will specifically point out to the target audience and who are the potential clients or customers. And when I'm posting, of course, like any other social media platform, they are regulated. So I mind my language used and I use a language that favors everyone so that people can easily pick up my content.
So
that is what I consider most.
So Benjamin, are you trying to say I have seen people who sometimes troll or sometimes become vulgar or sometimes use words that are not really words that you can welcome. Are you trying to say somebody's wording in their content has a way it affects their audience in engagement?
your point is lacking, and maybe it's like we leave room for argument. I don't that because it will call for uncalled for questions, and which is not good. And of course, some people are not professional. They will go on to interact with those argumentative clients or would-be clients, and then it wouldn't be nice for brands. It would actually affect some brands if you find they are hiring those people who are always in heated arguments. So it wouldn't be nice for such a brand. So I think even the people you hire matter a lot, and their experience. Yeah.
Okay, Benjamin, I also know that you've worked closely with quite a number of brands, both in entertainment and other sectors. Yeah. Now, if there is a situation where sometimes people fear to get online because of fearing being bullied, or fearing maybe being attacked. What advice do you have for people that want to join social media but still have that fear? How should they break it?
Well, my advice would be simple. You expect others to do unto you. If you expect people to treat you nice, then you have to treat them nice. But obviously, not everyone will receive that kind of favor. You may treat some people well, and then the returns are not good. But I think the best way to go away with social media bullying, maybe it is just sometimes you don't need to comment on anything. Some people you just have to ignore and then move on, because social media bullying is not about end. It's there and it is not about end. So you cannot just put a stop to it like that. So sometimes it is good to ignore. For example, if I came and I attacked you, Yuga Man, who is a verified digital marketer and respected, so I don't think you would pay much attention to me. So sometimes I think it would be a solution. Yeah. That's what I can say to people who want to join social media.
Yeah, and I also understand, Benjamin, that like what you've said, it's you're not supposed to respond to everything thrown at you. Yeah. Now, Benjamin, the other bit that is very disturbing to some people, yeah, is how often should one post? How often should one post? Because I have seen you on your platform, you're one of those people that gets a higher rate of engagement, and you also keep looking out for people to engage with, to follow you, and stuff like that. Yeah? How often should one post?
Yeah, well, for me, I usually post about three posts a day, depending on what business I have online.
Okay.
If maybe I have clients and I have to advertise for them, I'll post more than maybe the times they want me to post, but sometimes it is not necessary to post every time, because sometimes you attract uncalled for arguments. So it is better sometimes maybe you can tweet in the morning, check on your followers, engage with them, then in the afternoon, then in the evening. At least the maximum should be 5 posts if you don't have any business online, so that you can interact with people and gain more audience. It is not a must to tweet or post anything on social media. If you have nothing to post, just go on social media to interact with your followers and do what, but don't go in uncalled for arguments and posting whatever you feel like. Sometimes you have to think twice before you post, because you have to think who are the target audience, who are my followers, how will people. By the way, sometimes you post things and your future employers are actually watching, and and they will haunt you. Those things they post will haunt you in the near future. So it is. I would advise people who post where this.
Yeah, actually, I have a topic where I think I'll still engage you, where I'm looking at in situations where people carry out trolling brands and doing a lot of different things, and then it catches up with them at a time when they are looking for employment and looking for people to support them. Now, Benjamin, before I let you go, there is a scenario that most times confuses people. Yeah, people want to do paid advertising where someone wants to advertise on Facebook, but they are still a small brand, or they want to use influencers. Which one would you advise a starting brand, with their given budget? Which one would you want them to practice? Would it be paid advertising, for example, on Twitter and Facebook, or you would encourage them to use influencers on both those platforms?
Sorry, come again. I didn't get the shameless thing of influencers.
Yeah. So you have yes, you have brands or you individuals that are starting out. Yeah, and because of the small budgets they have, they prefer they are torn between, or they are confused between using influencers and using paid content on social media directly, like using Twitter ads and Facebook ads. Yeah. Now, what would you advise someone with a smaller budget to do? Is it using influencers, or you would advise them to go ahead with paid ads?
First, I think for small businesses starting, I would advise them to use influencers, because already those influencers have a bigger audience, and they can easily interact with their followers and what. Because with paid, you may not get the potential clients. Sometimes the post will be seen by people who are maybe externally Ghanaians and new business Ghanaians. So at times I think for small businesses they need influencer marketing most, because with those numbers they can reach a bigger audience and would be clients or customers. So I would advise influencer marketing for starters in business.
Fantastic. So thank you so much, Benjamin, for joining us, and of course this has been very, very wonderful. Now I just want to make a request that I'm actually going to be engaging you quite more often on these conversations regarding social media and digital marketing, because I know you've done this quite often. Engaging you quite more often on these conversations regarding social media and digital marketing, because I know you've done this quite over time, and it is time for other Ugandans to jump in and learn what is supposed to be done, what they shouldn't do, and maybe also exchange ideas. So, maybe Benjamin, before you go off, please remind people how they can find you, and any more details you want other people to know, those that are watching in live right now, and maybe those that will be watching this video later.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for hosting me. It has been a nice show. So, but people could find me on Twitter at Ignabi, Instagram Benjamin Jr. And like I said, I'm a digital marketer at Stout Media. Yeah, so anytime you reach out Stout Media, that means you can reach me. Yeah.
Fantastic. Ernest, are you still there, Ernest?
Yes, I'm still online.
Yes, Ernest, I want to first of all thank you two guys for joining into this conversation. You've really put a lot of points forward. Ernest, how can people find you, and what do you want people to know about you for those that are watching and those that will be watching this video later before you sign out?
People can find me on Twitter at Ado Ernest, at Ado underscore Ernest, on Facebook, Ado Ernest, LinkedIn, Ado Ernest. Actually, I think on every platform that is popular, at Ado Ernest. Then definitely they will know me as a digital marketer, content creator, social media strategist, and also someone who is trying to make a positive impact in the community through online media.
Wow. Thank you so much, guys, and greetings and blessings to your families. And of course, thanks for the great work you're doing at Tout Media. We're going to be having these conversations more often, and I think your inputs will build a lot of engagement, and for the people that will be watching these videos to learn more on how to go about digital marketing. So thank you guys so much. All right, guys. That was Ado Ernest. That was Ado Ernest and Igumira Benjamin. Two of them work with an agency called Tout Media. So we've been having a discussion, as regards how people to start out on digital platforms, how to market their businesses, and some of the things to consider. Okay, there is some other gentleman that I wanted to speak to. Let me try to look him up right now. Let me look up this gentleman. Steve, are you watching? All right. All right, let me try reaching out to this gentleman. All right, I think the gentleman is offline. Okay, the gentleman is offline. Yeah, but oh, thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. Okay, so there's someone else I'm trying to reach out to here. Let's see if we get through to them. Okay, so I think they're not yet online. There's someone I wanted to get their insights about this whole thing of people getting started on social media, and also knowing the right thing to do when it comes to social media. Yeah. So as you guys have seen, the discussion has really been very fruitful. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a very awesome chat, and I look forward to having very many more chats like this one, because at the end of the day, we need to know how some of these things run, and also we need to be able to help those that are getting started understand what to do in given circumstances, to run their brands, to run their businesses, and also how to work with other businesses that want to use the services of online marketing. So I thank you guys so much. Please, if you're watching, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're gonna be having many more of these conversations day in, day out, and we're also gonna be hosting so many other people to talk about different things. My major focus is to help people learn how to utilize these platforms and create something for themselves. Okay, so much love, stay blessed, and may God bless you all.